So we're less than a week away from E3 2018, and that is a big moment, not only for gamers, but especially for Halo fans, because the expectation is that we're going to get some big Halo announcements this E3. It might be a Halo 6. Hopefully it's a Halo 6 announcement and some video coupled with that and a release date, because at this point we're at that 3-year cycle where we're expecting another Halo title to either come out or be showcased. So hopefully that happens, though I am also hearing rumors of a potential Battle Royale spin-off for Halo as well. Now, the landscape in gaming has changed quite a lot since Halo was a big fish overall, and at first Halo was trying to compete with games like Call of Duty, and then Destiny comes into the fold, and now you have the Battle Royale genre, which is absolutely massive with games like Fortnite and PUBG completely taking over. So Halo is kind of irrelevant in today's gaming industry, even in the esports side of things, where you have massive games like Counter-Strike and Overwatch taking over the FPS market. So it's interesting because Halo is trying to build itself up back to relevance, and this E3, whatever they showcase, could set a huge precedent for the franchise going forward, and we're all holding our goddamn breath because we're hoping that it's going to be something that the majority of the community will love and get excited about and get behind, so that we can start to bring some life back to Halo. And I really hope that happens. As you guys can probably already tell, this is a bit of a rant topic for today's video. I don't know where I'm going with this, other than the fact that I will obviously get into the title of the video, that being, should there be hit markers in Halo 6? That's one, so like the start of a couple videos I want to start, and I'll talk about that in a second. I don't know if you guys heard the news recently, though, just before I get into this hit marker topic, that 343, some of the employees at 343 who are ex-Halo pros, massive individuals in the Halo community, that being Bravo and Strongside, have recently left 343. I don't know all the details. I know that Strongside said the words taking a break from what he's doing with 343. I believe Bravo has moved on completely. And he's moving on to another organization. These guys are still going to be relevant as casters in the Halo community, but they no longer have a hand in 343, from the inside, actually trying to shift the decision-making of, the company and change the game, essentially, which is really interesting because it makes you think that, Bravo and Strongside and Ghost Ayame and all of these classic Halo fans who are with 343 and, no longer are, it makes you think that they were, they had plans and opinions and they had, ambitions for the future of the franchise, but it didn't align with the greater interests of 343, and as such, they're no longer with the company, which... Is that bad then? Does that mean, because that sounds kind of bad. That sounds like, Halo is going in a direction that, these guys who are massive, passionate Halo fans who have been with it for, upwards of a decade, that they don't agree with. It's going in a direction that they don't agree with. So that's kind of a scary thing to know going into Halo. Whatever's happening to Halo might be drastic, and hopefully that change is a good one. I know in general a lot of the classic Halo veterans and pros don't fully appreciate and enjoy the way that the movement has changed in this game over time, and I understand that. Though I am really curious to see where the Halo franchise is going, honestly. Which leads me to the topic of this video. So let's say Halo 6 is a standard Halo title like we'd expect. They don't go down the Battle Royale route, and I'm specifically focusing on competitive multiplayer here. I'm not looking at single-player, campaign, other elements of the game. Halo 5 added a lot of new to Halo. New abilities, new weapons, new mechanics, and it's very controversial. Some people love it, some people hate it, some people are undecided. In the end of the day, I think the best way to grow Halo as a title and as a franchise is to have something that the majority of the community loves and appreciates, and then can encourage others to join and become part of the community as well. So basically, what is the happy medium? What is the balance that we need to strike here, where Halo continues to innovate in a way that we would expect from a modern FPS title, while also preserving the essence of what makes Halo Halo, its identity basically, which is something that a lot of people would argue has been lost in translation in the last couple of years. So finding that balance basically. So what I'm doing here is just talking about a bunch of new inclusions in Halo 5 that weren't in Halo before, and getting your opinions on them, bringing them up to discussion so that we can find that balance, that happy middle ground that majority of us agree upon, and can hopefully be translated into Halo 6. It's just discussion for fun. I doubt any of it will have any impact on anything really, but just to talk about it because I'm a Halo fan, and I'm assuming you guys are too. Now, the first one is hit markers. Hit markers is super simple, but I could also say, should it be in Halo 6 thrusting? Should it be in Halo 6 sprinting, clambering, whatever. That depends on what you guys want, and we'll talk about that later. But hit markers, super basic, and if you don't know what hit markers are, it's just a visual and auditory cue that you receive every time your shot lands on an opposing player. So when you shoot a bullet and it hits the opponent, there's little lines on screen. There's a visual indication. There's also an auditory indication that lets you know that you hit that opponent. This is super standard in the FPS industry. It's in Call of Duty, Destiny, a ton of different FPS titles. But the thing is it's never been in Halo until Halo 5, which is interesting, and some people don't like that, especially a lot of the classic Halo fans, because the way that Halo worked traditionally is, especially with things like grenades, let's say you throw a grenade. When you're throwing a grenade, if you receive a hit marker for that grenade, then basically what you've done is thrown a beacon that will land, hit an opponent, and let you know that that opponent is in that location. And what's crazy, I'm not 100% sure this is a thing, but I swear that the auditory cue that you receive from hitting a nade is actually, it varies depending on the damage that you do. So I'm pretty sure you can identify whether or not you popped your opponent's shields based off of the auditory cue that you get from that hit marker. On top of that, you get multiple hit markers if you hit multiple people or you hit multiple times with a grenade, whether it's whenever the old Promethean grenades or plasma or whatever. So it gives you a lot of information on what's happening in the map. You throw a grenade, you find out you got a hit marker, then you can call out to that location. You can push aggressively on that location based on the information you've received. And in classic Halo, that was not a thing. You threw a grenade, you received no feedback whatsoever. So you don't know if there's a player there. You don't know if you should take a risk and push up or if you should hold your position. Positioning in Halo classically is so much more important because of that lack of information and the greater risk that comes with being aggressive. So, should Halo 6 include that? Should there be hit markers? Should they go back to having no hit markers? The way I stand on this, I am in between. I think that there should be hit markers for shots. The main reason why there should be hit markers for shots, apart from the fact that it is standard and something that we'd expect in the industry, is also just so you know that there's a consistency, basically, to your shooting. You know that you hit the shot. This happens all too often in FPS and games these days, is the last thing that I need is to shoot a bullet and not know whether or not it hit the opponent, because then I can start blaming things like lag, and I can start, getting upset on hit detection and so many other different elements of the game that I don't want to have to worry about. Now, that's not to say that this stuff isn't still present when you have hit markers, but at least by having a hit marker, I know for a fact that I have hit that opponent with a shot, and I don't have to play a guessing game about it and, potentially get upset about alternative things like lag and stuff like that. So I think that it would just anger people, and it would be more of a nuisance to not have shot hit markers in Halo. So I'll stand by that staying. But as far as nades go, I would like to see how grenades play out without hit markers in the future of Halo, basically. They could even try it with Halo 5, but with the next Halo title, I'm curious to see how it plays out without hit markers, because this game has that issue of the snowball effect where it moves very fast and players are constantly collapsing on spawns. If you don't have that indication and you're taking more of a risk when you're throwing a grenade, then it could slow down the pace of gameplay and mitigate some of those issues. So that could be really interesting, and that might be something that's valuable for Halo 6. Now, what I think 343 will do, honestly, is I think 343 will just keep it. I think they'll keep nade and shooting hit markers, because I think that they think that it's not significant enough of an issue for them to bother changing it, and they would probably just stick with the route of standardizing the fact that, this is something that we'd expect from all titles. So if a new player comes to play Halo, then they're not like, yo, what the heck, there's no hit markers, or it's not weird or whatever. It's an easy transition for somebody to come off of Call of Duty or Destiny onto Halo. So I feel like they'll probably just keep it, but I think that they should try hit markers for shots and no hit markers for grenades, so that you can still have your fast abilities and whatnot, but you're taking more of a risk being aggressive, and you don't have that, ridiculous amount of information that you might have from throwing a random nade across the map and then all of a sudden understanding where the player is, the amount of damage that he's taken. So what do you guys think? Should there be hit markers in the future of Halo? Should there not be hit markers in the future of Halo? Or are you in between like I am? Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'm going to actually expand that once more here. Now, what I want to try is what do you guys think I should talk about next? Because I've got limited time here. E3 is coming up very soon. Whatever they announce, it might, just completely destroy the whole series because I might learn all of this new info on Halo 6 when it's announced. So I want to release the next one of these videos on Thursday. What I'm going to recommend to you guys is, what do you think I should do next? So just post in the comments like sprint or post thrust. And first thing you should do though is look in the comments, make sure that what you want to say hasn't already been said. If it's already been said, then you can choose whether or not you want to like it. The ones that have the most likes, so let's say sprint has the most likes, I'll do sprint next for Thursday. So I'll give it like a couple days to kind of sit. On Wednesday, so tomorrow I do actually plan on bringing up another video, but it'll be like a quick analysis video, and then we'll go back to this on Thursday. So let me know what you think the next thing I should talk about should be in the comments. If the comment that you wanted to post is already there, like it so that it can, go up, and the one that has the most likes is the one that I'll choose. So thank you guys for checking out the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell beside the subscribe button so you are notified the moment a video comes up. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I posted the relevant links in the description below. So thank you so much for watching the video. I'll see you guys around. Have a good night.